Can we get the Colorado Rockies to the MLB postseason? That's the question we're going to try to answer today. We are jumping in here at the trade deadline 2023. This is video 2 in a series, but if you missed the first video, no worries. We got you covered. With this team, I just brought in all my favorite players, whether MLB favorites or out of the park favorites, right? Like there's certain guys who in real life, like I don't really follow their careers, but they've been legends for me out of the park, so I brought them in. But of course, you know, what you need to know is we've got Manny Machado, Gunnar Henderson, Ryan O'Hearn, and some other dudes. We've got Kevin Gausman, Luis Castillo, some other dudes, and we might make the postseason. We're 57-48. We are oops, we're on one. We are 4 games out of the third wild card spot behind the Braves. We've got the Phillies there between us, and we're also in 4th place in our division because our division is really good. And with the trade deadline, and kind of what I agreed last time, what I'll do is I can make 2 trades for pitchers, and I'm going to leave the offense alone because you know this is my favorite guys club, and we're not going to go out and make a bunch of trades, but we're going to trade for 2 pitchers. I was thinking maybe a starter and a reliever since we've got like Lang and Flaherty both getting shelled, even though their FIPs are much better. Peralta just getting blasted this year. So I was thinking maybe a starter and a reliever, but I don't think there's really any starters out there that I want to trade for. I was kind of like going to limit myself again, like just put more limits on this since it's a favorite dudes episode, to the trade block and guys who are free agents who aren't on like contenders. So if you look at starters, like, I don't know, there's just not a lot here. Like Ryu is okay, but he's hurt. Corey Kluber, I don't know, he's a fly ball pitcher. He's not that great. Like Clevenger, I guess, not really. Like, yeah, there's just not a lot of guys here that I think, there's not really any guys here that I think are like upgrades over what we have. I don't know, like Connor Overton. Legitimately don't know this guy. Probably should, maybe should. No, looking at him, I shouldn't. Yeah. So I think maybe the starter route we're not gonna go. But looking at relievers, there's not really a lot else out here. Tanner Banks looks like an interesting option. We could always bring him in. We could always bring in Nick Birdie, although the fly ball pitcher kind of scares me in Coors. Wait, what has he done this year? Oh, I saw his like 9 home runs per 9, but he's thrown 1 inning. Got it. Fernando Cruz. Yeah, I mean, like he's in the minors. Pierce Johnson, who we already traded away. No. Yeah, there's really not a ton exciting out here. Tanner Rainey has great stuff, but he's hurt. Johnny Cueto. Great control. Yeah, I guess I could always like dig deeper on trades, but I kind of wanted to keep it simple and keep it like my path to improving the team narrow. What about like upcoming free agents as relievers? Like Luis Garcia is on the Padres, who are good, so we're not going to trade for him. Braves are good. Padres are good. All these guys are on good teams, so I don't think we're going to trade for him. Orioles legend Craig Kimbrell is on a good team. David Robertson is on the Mets. Matt Moore on the Angels. Are the Angels and the Mets in it? Let's see. The Angels are and the Mets are. They're both winning their division. Dudes, this is not looking great for bringing in. We could always Richard Bleier might be a decent gamble for our club. Given his extreme ground ball and his movement. Let's do this. Let's trade for Richard Bleier and bring him in to our bullpen. Former Orioles legend. Definitely counts as a legitimate favorite dude. And let's just trade no, I don't want my AAA team. We're going to trade a major league player for him. We're going to do that. Let's just trade Jack Flaherty for him. Flaherty's been really bad. Sure, he's a guy who could step into the rotation if we needed it, but he hasn't been good. Yeah, let's bring in Richard Bleier. That's fun. It's a fun move. We'll see if his ground ballness can let him be an upgrade in our bullpen. So let's go ahead and promote him to Colorado. Congrats to Richard Bleier. You went from being in the minors for the Nats to being in the majors for a team that's making a run of the postseason. They make him a specialist. They put Sanchez in at long relief, which is cool. Sanchez will get more innings now. Let's see. We could always trade Luis Patino too. He hasn't been great. Look at that Ks per 9 in the bullpen is awesome, by the way. Waiver wire. Why is Luis Garcia on the waiver wire? Someone feels like cheating. Like, what are the... Jordan Hicks is on the waiver wire? He's had a really rough year in terms of walks. With the extreme ground ball and the movement and the stuff. I don't know. Let's claim Jordan Hicks. Let's make that our... Wait, what? Nobody's claimed him. They're just saying I can't afford him. Can I trade for him while he's on waivers? Maybe. Let's trade Luis Patino for him. All right, cool. So Hicks is like towards the back end of our bullpen. So those are our two moves. We bring in Richard Bleier. We bring in Jordan Hicks. Is Hicks one of my dudes? I don't know. I always found him interesting coming up. He's probably the least one of my dudes on this team of dudes. But fair enough. We're 57 and 48. We're gonna run in 2 ground ball guys to try to. I wouldn't call Hicks just a ground ball guy, but he's high movement and his ground ball, fly ball tendency is ground ball. But he'll get a lot of Ks too. I don't know. I like the 2 moves we made. They're simple. They're not splashy, but hopefully they can be enough to get us to the postseason. Let's go ahead and see if the Colorado Rockies can make the 2023 MLB postseason here. We've reached the end of the regular season. We didn't get the job done. You can see we're 83 and 79, thanks to an absolutely horrid August where we went 9 and 18. Bounced back in September, but you can't play a month of 333 ball and expect to make the postseason. I'm sure a team's done it, but it wasn't this team. First in the NL in runs scored, 14th in runs allowed. Zone rating was okay, 7th. What happened here? Let me show you. So let's just look at August for a second. WRC Plus, you can see Gunnar was great, Winker was good, Edman, Scope in very limited playing time. Everybody else, like Manny, was like league average from like his MVP pace. Varsho, Massey, Yelich, Raley, Barnes was just unspeakably, unplayably bad here for a month. The pitching side of things, you can see Baker. Sonny Gray, 16 innings and a 14.06 ERA. Bleier was bad. Pavetta, Jordan Hicks didn't work. Look at all these ERAs above 5.5. Not going to get the job done. So on a season, though, season-wide, Manny still finished 7 more. He didn't win the Triple Crown. Gunnar with 4.8. His WRC Plus a little better than Manny's. Let's go by WRC Plus, actually. I prefer that. Ryan O'Hearn here, 29 plate appearances, 145 WRC Plus, just mashed but didn't get the playing time. Just sat on the pine the whole season. Raley, Carlson, Massey, all solid. Varsho, that's really good as a center fielder, man. WRC Plus at 106 and a really good glove. Good for 4 WAR. Edman, same thing at shortstop. Really, really good with the glove and solid enough with the bat. Scope, a terrible season. Yelich, a terrible season. Garver and Barnes were okay. Pitching, let's see. Gossman, awesome season. 5.4 WAR, 5.1 R WAR. He didn't end up with a winning record of 14 and 13. I don't think that's going to be enough for the Cy Young, but we'll see. We'll see. A lot of stuff on the pitching side is just Colorado being Colorado. Alex Lang with a 4.04, BABIP, a FIP of 4.66 and an ERA of 6.85 and a SIERA of 2.98. Brian Baker, same thing. Look at this ERA to FIP difference. Sonny Gray. So I think we're gonna run it back with just one change, but it's gonna be a big one. I'm just gonna basically extend everyone's contract 1 year, so it's the same club, and hopefully the AI won't mess me up, and the assistant GM won't mess me up in the offseason, or the owner won't be like, sorry, we got to trade this guy. But then I'm gonna bring in Adley Rutschman. So I think we're just going to straight up trade Mitch Garver for Adley Rutschman because that's a fair trade. And just sim ahead 1 year and see what this team does. Maybe Adley will lead us to the promised land. Maybe it'll just be like variants, some random stuff, and we'll go to the promised land. Or maybe we'll win like 65 games. We'll just have to see. But that's our plan here. Let me get to work with extending everybody, trading for Adley, and then I'll see you in October of 2024 to see what this club does. It's opening day 2024. We've got Rutschman aboard, and we are predicted to win 87 games, 8 games behind the Dodgers. This would get us into the postseason. But yeah, it looks like this NL West is still going to be really competitive. Then we got the Mets, the Cardinals. ERA is still looking troubling, 4.72, although the Phillies playing a pretty hitter-friendly ballpark. But come on, you got to be doing more than 0.1 runs better than the Rockies in ERA. So top pitchers, we've got Kevin Gausman here, who did get 11 second-place votes for Cy Young, and maybe he's going to have another great season. No hitters over here, which is certainly interesting. But we do have Adley Rutschman aboard, as promised. We made a very fair trade with the Orioles, sending Mitch Garver to Baltimore. We have not at all gutted my favorite team by trading for Rutschman and Henderson. I'm sure they're fine. Totally fine. Pitching side of things, a lot of the same. We did bring in Matt Brash, Phillies relief legend. He was traded for Brendan Rodgers because Rodgers was healthy now, and he's not on my favorite players list, so we could not keep him around. We still have Jordan Hicks around, who we brought in at the deadline. Freddie Peralta is still here to be bad in our rotation probably again this year. Lineup is looking Edman, Massey, Henderson, Machado, Varsho, Rutschman, Winker, Carlson, Yelich. And really the only change, I think, here is that against lefties, Barnes comes in to play left field, which is certainly an interesting idea. I like that Dalton Varsho is our backup catcher and our starting center fielder. I do love that. And for a second, I just clicked over my mind to the catcher video, and I was like, oh, because we have a team of all catchers. But that was the last video. This one, we do have some good catchers. We have, it gets confusing when you have Varsho in center, Barnes in left. It's like, wait, is this the all catcher team? No, this is the favorite player team, man. So Luke Raley looks like he's not going to get a lot of playing time this year, and hopefully be awesome again. Oh wait, he got a lot of playing time last year. Wait, why am I confused? Oh, I don't know. I thought Nuke didn't get much playing time last year. Anyways, all right, whatever. I'm I think I've confused videos or something. Whatever. You guys will forgive me. So it's opening day. I think we'll go up to July and see if we can get the Rockies into contention and maybe making the postseason this year. Okay, so we are up to July 31st, 2024 here. It's the trade deadline, and we're 61-41. We've got the best record in the NL. We've got, the third best record in the league. You can see over here, with apologies to the Baltimore Orioles, that Adley and Gunnar are first and third at average. And yeah, these are kind of like old. I leave the standard old school stats here, but whatever. Oh, beep. They are first and third in OPS. They are first and second in the NL in WAR. No pitchers up there in anything. So apologies to the Orioles, who are over here trying to tough it out with their replacements, Ezekiel Tovar and Mitch Garver. They also, for some reason, signed Matt Carpenter to a 3-year deal, coming off a pretty good year in San Diego, but come on, Orioles. Grayson Rodriguez is atop the rotation at least. Okay, we're not here for the Orioles and the fact that I gutted them. But the Rockies, 61-41. We are, of course, first in like every offensive category because we're the Rockies and we've got a stacked lineup. Pitching isn't bad either. Like our bullpen ERA is 5th. Starters kind of suck. We're 11th in runs allowed. Our zone rating is okay. Efficiency sucks. BABIP sucks. I kind of like to be. I think BABIP is always going to suck in Colorado, and maybe efficiency is the same. To be honest, I'm more of like a zone rating person, so whatever. Started well in April. Decent May, awesome June. Not as good in July, but I'm not worried. You can see, we'll go by WRC+. Adley's just crushing the ball. Gunnar Henderson, Manny Machado, an Orioles or, an ex-Orioles murderer's row here. Varsho. Christian Yelich is actually hitting the ball. Now, his defense is terrible out in left field, a negative 5.5 zone rating, so his WAR is only 0.7. I don't know what's going on with his, it's not like his, I don't know. You would think, I guess it's Colorado. That's what the deal is. He's a 50 range guy in Colorado. Right. Okay. Got it. Wish we could DH him. Carlson, is he getting most of his time in right field? Oh, right and center. Okay. Because Varsho is actually our backup catcher, too. So I guess when Varsho catches, Carlson comes into center. Ryan Brohern just can't buy an at bat here. 5 plate appearances, a 119 WRC plus. Same story for him. And then Michael Massey is DHing, doing well. Tommy Edmonds doing well. Nuke Raley, 9 home runs in 268 plate appearances. That's a little bit of a bummer. And then Barnes and Scope are just, not good at all. Pitching, Matt Brash leading the way in WAR. I think our WAR too. Yes, sir. You can see Kevin Gossman, not the same guy he was last year. His ERA is a 1.5 higher. The FIP is only like half a run higher, and the SIERA is actually lower. He's got a better strikeout to walk ratio. Strikeouts and walks are both up, but the BABIP is up a good bit. Home runs per 9 are up a good bit. I think it's a batted ball luck and a home run thing. Hopefully he can turn it on here and turn it around for us because we're going to need him. But Luis Castillo is having an okay season, I guess. His ERA is a bit higher. His FIP is a bit higher. He's fine. He's doing well. But Matt Brash has been really good for us. He's in the bullpen now. He's made 26 appearances, 12 of which were starts. But you can see just killing it all around. 2.61 ERA, 2.29 FIP, a 1.31 SIERA. I wonder what his splits are like starter and reliever wise. I mean, that's really good as a starter still. In 21 innings as a reliever, he has a 0.00 FIP and a negative SIERA. I don't know that I've ever seen a negative SIERA. But, okay, he has one. But still really awesome as a starter. I mean, ERA of 3.09. That's pretty great. Pivetta has been rough. Pavetta's been rough here. WAR is much better than our WAR. You can see his ERA is like 2 runs higher than his FIP. But yeah, that's how the squad is looking. I don't know. Do I want to make trades? I kind of just want to go with this team. Let's see if any. You know what I'll do? I'll go to the trade block, and if there's anybody who's like a dude of mine, then I'll think about making a deal for him. I can't say that any of these guys are like big dudes of mine. Matthew Boyd, I don't mind. I always kind of had a thing for Matthew Boyd. Was hoping he would be like a breakout guy. Looked like he might be. We kind of like had that ace turn with the Tigers and then didn't. I wouldn't say he's a dude. Yeah. No, I don't think there are any pitcher dudes here. Fuji. Fuji's a dude of mine. Wow, they don't like his personality in this. John Means is a dude. I don't know that he's really doing much for us. An extreme fly ball is pretty scary. All batters. There's a lot of batters on the trade block, man. Let's just go by overall. Oh, Paul Goldschmidt is definitely a guy for me, but I just don't really need him. I could use a really good left fielder, like a really good glove. Like if we were to do anything, I guess it would be to kind of like try to push Yelich to the bench or DH. Because his glove is hurting us. I do like Austin Meadows a good bit, but I don't know if it's enough to consider him a dude. Oh, he's with Cleveland in this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do like Austin Meadows. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see what we have at second base too, because we always kick Scope out of here. Nah, none of these dudes are my dudes. Yeah, let's try to swing a deal for Austin Meadows. See if we can give him something like. Who are our outfielders? Varsho, Yelich, Carlson, Hearn. Raley gets some outfield time. I guess I could trade Jesse Winker. Or trade Scope. No, I feel like I gotta. Let's see. What are I mean, Rayleigh's kind of an outfielder. Same with Winker. I could trade Massey, even though he's been good, though. O'Hearn just isn't playing. And I can't trade Ryan O'Hearn. I could trade Dylan Carlson. There's no one really that I want to trade, to be totally honest with you. Why don't we just trade Austin Barnes? Just say screw it and trade him. I mean, he's a leader, but he hasn't been that good, and he was the one guy who was maybe he's not really a dude of mine, And it's gonna be interesting from a position perspective what happens. But hey, in the name of chaos, let's just do this. Is Cleveland in the hunt? Because I'll feel kind of bad if they are. They're not in the hunt for the division because the Twins are once again just tearing it up. Chris Paddock, man, this sim is his sim, right? Oh no, never mind. Maybe that was the all catcher sim. Again, sorry, I've recorded these really close together, and some of the guys are the same on both teams, and I'm wait, which sim was this? All right, so let's just do it. Where are they in the wild card hunt? They're one game out. Okay, well I feel kind of bad, but you know what? We're here for the Rockies. We're not here for you, Cleveland. So let's force this trade. Oh, I received a personal message. Fans are happy. Okay, cool. Glad that you guys are happy. All right, so he's going to be in the DFA screen, I imagine. There he is. Yeah, I don't know what this is going to do to the depth chart. Oh, so it actually it actually didn't at all do what I wanted to do. It pushed Varsho to the bench, who's been phenomenal and is our best center fielder. Gross. I actually don't really like what this did at all. It's the same versus lefties. It's the same versus lefties. Well, whatever. We did it. We gotta live with it. I don't think it makes our team better. I think it makes our defense worse. Because I was hoping that Meadows would go in for either Yelich or Massey, and our outfield defense would be really solid. But instead, he went in for Carlson to right. Carlson goes to center, and Varsho goes to the bench. Gosh, I hate that. I really hate that. But hey, we're rolling with it. Let's go ahead and go to the end of the season and see what it does for us. End of the regular season, we did the thing. 98 wins. We win the NL West, best record in the NL, second best record in the majors to, of course, the juggernaut that is the Minnesota Twins, Batting leaders, you can see Adley trailed off, but Gunnar and Manny were second. Actually, Gunnar was given the batting title. Maybe Corbin Carroll was too. I don't know. I got a message saying Gunnar won the batting title. I don't know if he won it by a fourth place decimal or if they just give it to both dudes, but that's how it went. Manny, third in runs batted in the league. Gunnar, second in OPS. Gunnar led the league in WAR, probably going to win MVP. Austin Meadows had the longest hitting streak. He ended up with a 119 WRC plus for us in 57 games, but he won Batter of the Month in August. You can see a 206 WRC plus, but then was terrible in September. A lot of that probably the fact that his BABIP was 423 versus 238, but his strikeouts and walks actually were huge difference there too. So far worse luck, far worse performance, and we're gonna have to do something about our outfield because I don't like Dalton Varsho not being in center. But anyways, quick hits on the rest of the team. You can see Adley still a really good season, 5.7 WAR, but trailed off all the way to a 299 average and 376, 535 slash line. Jesse Winker, really nice job as our first baseman. Meadows, we talked about. Carlson. Varsho was part-time. Yelich, really, I mean, the only guy below league average here was Jonathan Scope. And, yeah, he was real bad. Pitching side of things, we're going Castillo, Gossman, Gray in the postseason with our three starters. And you can see Matt Brash was just an absolute animal here. He's going to be long relief for some reason in the postseason. But yeah, he was back in the rotation again here down the stretch. He made a couple of starts, but what a season he's had. I mean, yeah, he should win some awards. I don't know what awards. Nick Pivetta was just really bad, but he's going to be a setup guy apparently. So, yeah, let me go ahead and I'm going to force start Varsho in center field. I kind of hesitated to do it during the season because of the fact that he was the only other catcher on the team. But now that we're in the postseason, Adley won't really need days off anyways. So, all right, so Varsho goes to center. So Varsho really just replaces Carlson in center is what it looks like it does. I think that's a much better team defensively. There's not really a drop-off offensively from how they've performed this season. And the playoff tree, we're going to play the winner of the Padres and Mets. So let's just go ahead and see how that plays out. It would be interesting for Manny to get to return to play San Diego, and he is going to get to do that, which is pretty neat for all of us to watch Manny's revenge tour in San Diego. Let's just check some box scores here. Ooh, lost 3-2 in game 1. Jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the third inning. Massey went 2 for 4, drove in both runs. It looks like he had 2 doubles. He had 1 in the first and 1 in the third. Yeah, it looks like he drove a 2-run double in the third. Was all she wrote for our offense in Colorado. Who pitched? This guy, Ken Waldichuk. Oakland A's legend. And we had Luis Castillo pitch. He pitched pretty well. Pivetta pitched a third inning, and then Beeks coughed it up in the 8th. Looks like he gave up a solo home run to Juan Soto. Padres legend Juan Soto. All right, let's see how we can do in game 2 here. Ooh, 11-7 loss. Tough. Massey, 4 for 5. Manny, 3 for 5. An 0-fer from Gunnar, an 0-fer from Adley. Manny went yard twice. Winker went yard. Massey went yard. Christopher Sanchez was bad. Amir Garrett blew it. Their pitching was fine. Is that Reynaldo Lopez there? Yeah, cool. Yeah, not the start we wanted here. We're going to need to win 3 straight. 2 of them in San Diego. Let's see. Oh, wow, we got swept. 4-3. We gave up the winning run in the bottom of the 8th. That's tough. Gunnar went yard. He woke up with a 2-run homer in the first inning off of Padres legend Brandon Woodruff. They got him with a trade last offseason. Wow, they traded Lesko, Weathers, Kobe Robinson, Adam Mazur, and Ison Castillo. Okay, cool. And then I guess they signed him to an extension? Wow, yeah, 6-year, $158 million deal. Okay. Sonny Gray was like, okay. Beeks gave up a run again, another solo homer to blow it. So our favorite team, the Padres, did not do the thing. I guess we could just go ahead and see who wins it all here. But a disappointing end to just come out and just not even win a game, not even be in the series. But still a fun thing to do. The Twins at least did their job as the best team in baseball, made the World Series, and are going to face the Padres here. But yeah, I think that's going to be is this going to be a sweep? Oh, the Twins swept. Wow, Twins swept the Padres. So yeah, it's going to be all she wrote here for the Padres. I'm sorry, we're not the Padres, for the Rockies sim. This was kind of fun to do. I think if I did it over again, I would have different players on the team. I had a mix kind of favorite real life players and favorite out of the park, which I liked. But I think by limiting myself to not taking too much from certain teams, except the Orioles, it wasn't totally representative of my favorite players. But I still feel like it was a decent representation. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go Rockies, but not really anymore. And I don't know. I'll be back with another video here in a little bit for you guys. Talk to you then. Bye.